Hey Marcello, thanks for asking. Why did I do the EMDM? Well, it was because I wanted to get this at the end of my name. See? MD, MSCDM. Pretty cool, huh? Nice, looks good on my lab coat. And I did want this piece of paper, the diploma. See how pretty that is? I picked out the frame and the border myself. I did go to a local frame store with a coupon because that cost a few dollars. But let me tell you the story of why the EMDM. In 2008, Christy Koenig, Koenig and Schultz, they wrote this really good textbook. She's one of our professors, published an article on ACEP News, the American College of Emergency Physician News, and talking about the EMDM. I was like, wow, I really want to do that. At the time, I was transitioning from the team leader of the South Carolina 1 DMAT into a role that I became the Urban Search and Rescue here in South Carolina Medical Director. I had been involved in disaster medicine. I was fortunate to be involved in the Ceatone textbook. I was fortunate to be involved in the CDC grant that dealt with START triage to become SALT triage, looking at the mass casualty triage. But I had kids, I had to work, I had to take time off. It took 7 years for me to get everything together, and finally I got to take it. To do what? To stay in your pajamas. See, I'm in my pajamas. Like I'm in my pajamas here, see? My pajamas. Because you do a lot of the work online, which is really cool. The first module deals with adult education, distance learning. How do you do that? What a wonderful concept. Learn how to learn as adults. We all went to school, and some of us are out for a while. Some of us are still in school. What do you have to do? So you learn. And then you go through all the different phases of disaster response taught by people from all over the world, brilliant people, leaders in their field. They come, they have video conferences, they come to the residential course. So the course is designed also with the Riceland game, which I'm involved with. And Riceland is basically the lab or the lecture component. So how do you learn from the lectures to become practical? Because eventually, once you get this MSCDM and you get that diploma, what do you do with it? Why do you take the course? Well, you want to be able to help either in your job or your community or whatever else. Plus, like, learning is cool. But what do you do with it? So I'm involved with my hospital emergency preparedness committee. I'm working on the hospital and the emergency department response plan. I'm the hospital representative to a committee looking at hospital evacuation in the state of South Carolina. We have threats of hurricanes and earthquakes. So sudden onset disaster and then disasters where we know could happen over days. I'm also involved with the WHO EMT initiative, looking at how to develop and how to implement the verification process for teams, national teams and international teams. And this is the coolest thing, like I'm so blessed. I've been elected to the WADEM, the World Association of Disaster and Emergency Medicine Board, representing the Americas. I could not have achieved any of this. I would have never been asked to do any of this if I didn't take the EMDM. So why, Marcello? Why? Because I want to help, and I think people that think about this course want to help. They want to have a better foundation of knowledge, and they can do this. Takes a little while. It's not easy. You have to go through the whole process to become an EU student in Italy. Costs a few dollars or a few euros, but it's worth it. You have to budget your time. You have family, you have a life, you have a job, and the EMDM, particularly the beginning, does take a time requirement. You have modules online that you can do in your pajamas at home. And then you go to Italy for 2 weeks in Novara. It was a great time. Got real friendly with a lot of people, still my friends. And you learn there. You're immersed in disaster medicine from when you wake up until you go to bed. You eat well. Then there's the live exercise. When I was there, it was 120 agencies from across Italy. Volunteer government and the Italian army helped out. So you really learn a lot, and I think it's worth the money and time. Thank you.